Okay, so n is positive is nothing but, so 0 to infinity, n is negative is nothing but, so already we have taken 0, it is going to start from -1 up to the minus infinity it will take. So in terms of the, by these conditions, you are going to combine in terms of the unit step function, and we are written like this. For this one, we find the property that is called the memory we have find. So since it is not in the form of c into delta of t, delta of n, we can say it has memory. And also we have verified with the causality. So it's a non-causal. Why? Because it has defined for n is less than 0 also. And stability, we have verified that. So it's a stable system here. So we come to know that. So as per this formula, I think everyone has done. So this one is 0.5 to the power of -1 into 1 divided by 1 minus 0.5. So plus this is 1 divided by 1 minus 0.5. So 0.5 in us is nothing but it is 2. So 1 minus 0.5 is nothing but 1 by 2 will get here. Sorry, it is a 0.5. It is nothing but 2 will get here. So plus this will also become 2, right? This is also become equal to 2. So 1 minus 0.5 is nothing but 0.5. 1 by 0.5 is nothing but 2 will get here. So this is 1 minus 0.5, which is nothing but 1 by 2. 1 by 0.5, which is nothing but 2 will get. So it will become equal to the 6 will get. Correct now? Is it correct? So this formula is correct here. This formula is correct. Formula is correct or what? So check the formula once here. So I think the formula is it is A, I guess here. So A. So this should be A, I guess. I feel. So check the formula once here. So it is A. Okay. So it is A divided by 1 minus A will get here for n is equal to 1 to the infinity. So it is A to the power of n is equal to A divided by 1 minus A will get here. Why? Because no. So this is correct. Is it correct, right? The formula is correct or what?
Yes, sir.
This formula is correct or previous one is correct? A divided by 1 minus A is correct. Okay, so divided by 0.5. So this is A is nothing but 0.5. So it will become equal to the 2 plus 1 will become equal to 3. So that's why I make a list of the formulas at the end of your notebook. So when I ask the formulas, so you can come to know that. So already we have derived this formula in the long back. So done, right? The formula is correct. Is it correct? Everyone got the value 3. What is the answer? Oh. Whether you got the answer or what? Okay. So take the next problem. Take problem number 3. H of n is equal to alpha to the power of n into u of n. Take h of n is equal to alpha to the power of n into u of n. First, let us verify the property which is called as a memoryless. Memoryless, let us verify here. Memoryless. So since we can see h of n is not in the form of c into delta of n, so it is not in the form of that one. So we can say it has memory here. So you can take since. So for the memoryless, that's it. Only we need to verify here. Since h of n is not in the form, h of n is not in the form c into delta of n. Therefore, the given system has memory. The given system has memory. You underline what are the property you're going to get. You can just underline that one. The given system has memory. Done. Any doubts? You can able to follow it, right? Take the next one is called as the causality property. Causality. So okay. So for the causality, h of n should be equal to 0 for n is less than 0. So since u of n is there, so we know that h of n is equal to, it has been given, alpha to the power of n into u of n is given, and also you know that u of n is equal to 1 from 0 is less than n is less than infinity, and 0 for n is less than 0. Okay, so you know the causality property, you know here, that is a u of n step function, you know. So it will be defined like this. Okay, so since it is for n is less than 0, h of n is equal to 0 here. So you can take, so it is equal to the alpha to the power of n for n is greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for n is less than 0. Okay, so since h of n, by combining this condition, I am going to incorporate here u of n is equal to 1 for 0 to the infinity means n can take the value greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for n is less than 0. So you can say that the given system is the causal system here. Their property. So the given system
Yes, sir.
is the okay. If any doubts, you can ask me now itself because easily you can score. So some 3 marks for each and every property you can score here. So 1, 2, the 3 marks will be there. Easily you can score it. Just you need to remember this one C into delta of n. So this is the concept. And for the stability, you have to remember the formula. That's it here. Done. Okay, so take next one. Stability. You can take for the system to be stable. For the system to be stable. For the system to be stable, the condition is that summation k is equal to n is equal to minus infinity to the plus infinity. The magnitude of h of n should be less than infinity. For the system to be stable, summation n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. H of n, the magnitude of that one should be less than infinity. Less than infinity. So right. So what? Let us substitute for the h of n here. So s is equal to summation. I'm not going to change any limits here. I'm going to substitute h of n like that only. So alpha to the power of n into u of n. Okay. So we know u of n, which is nothing but 1 from 0 to the infinity. 0 to infinity. So what we can do is we can change the limits of the summation from n is equal to 0 to infinity. So alpha to the power of n. So u of n value is nothing but 1. Okay. So now we have the sum. We have the formula for the sum of infinite terms formula we have, provided if alpha is less than 1 here. So we can say that if alpha is less than 1, we can say if alpha is less than 1. So then we can write the summation s is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus alpha. We can write here, which is less than the infinity will be there. So this is provided only if the value of alpha is less than 1 here. Okay. So the magnitude of alpha is less than 1. Okay. If you are going to assume this one, then the sum is equal to the summation is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus alpha here. So right. So then the system, this value will be less than infinity will be there, less than infinity. So therefore, the given system is it's a stable system here. It is a stable system. It is a stable system. Done. Got it now? So any doubts in these properties? Any doubts? Okay. So shall we go for the next problem? Shall I go for the next problem? So take the problem number 4. So what are the properties you're going to get? Just you highlight this one. So because you'll come to know the exam that the evaluator will easily come to know. So practice now itself. So take the next one. H of t is equal to the e to the power of minus 2t. H of t is equal to the e to the power of minus 2t. H of t is equal to e to the power of minus 2t. So this is the thing, but so since the magnitude of t is z, we can write this one as e to the power of minus 2t for t is greater than or equal to 0. So we can write this is e to the power of minus 2t for t is greater than or equal to 0, and e to the power of 2t for t is less than 0. T is less than 0. So for t is less than 0, so it can take the value because t is taking negative values. So minus into minus will become plus 2t for t is less than 0. So when I plot this graph here, so when I substitute t is equal to 0, when I substitute t is equal to 0, it will become 1 here. And I substitute t is equal to 1, e to the power of minus 1. So it's an exponentially decaying signal. So we'll get the signal like this. It's an exponentially decaying signal. We'll get the signal like this. So this is h of t value will be equal to 1. So similarly, if I substitute the negative values for t is equal to 0, it is 1. For t is equal to minus 1, so it will become an exponentially decaying signal. So the signal will become like this here. Okay, so this is 1. This is h of t. The signal will become like this. Okay. So done, right? Okay. Now let us verify the memory, causality, and the stability. So first, let us take the memory. Let us take the first property as the memory. Okay, so I'll take the first property as the memory. So done. Okay, fine. So let us find since h of t is not in the form of c into delta of t, we can say it's a it has memory here. So you can take, because this is not in the form of c into delta of t, so you can take since h of t is not in the form h of t is not in the form of c into delta of t. So this is not in the form of c into delta of t. So therefore we can say the system has memory here. The system has memory. The system has memory because we can't say it is not in the form of c into delta of t. It is in the form of something exponential term. We can say it has memory here. Okay. So next, let us go for the causality property. So just you need to observe the memory property. Causality is very simple here. So just you need to compare whether it is in the form of c into delta of t. So then we can say it has memory. Okay. So similarly for the causality, for the system to be causal, for t is less than 0, it should be equal to 0. But for t is less than 0, the signal is defined here. The signal is defined. Therefore, we can say it is a non-causal system. It is a non-causal system. Okay. We can take since h of t is defined for t is less than 0. T is less than 0. Therefore, the given system is a non-causal. Is a non-causal system. Non-causal system. Okay. So done. So memory and causality is very simple here. Next, let us verify for the stability property. Let us verify for the stability. So done. Any doubts for the okay? Now for system to be stable, so you can take for the system to be stable. For the system to be stable, the condition is that the summation, that is, it should be equal to the integral should be equal to the magnitude of h of t into dt should be less than infinity. Should be less than infinity should be there. So then only we can say it's a stable system. We can say it here. Okay, or else it is a unstable system. Done. Okay. Now let us verify the property here. So now h of t. So from t is less than 0, that is from minus infinity up to the 0, this is the value, and from 0 to the infinity, this is the value. So I'm going to split the integral into two parts here. So from minus infinity to 0, it is e to the power of 2t into dt. Okay. So again from 0 to the infinity, it is e to the power of minus 2t into dt. Okay. So e to the power of minus 2t into dt. So this is for the t is greater than 0 and t is less than 0. These are the values it will take. So now let us integrate. You know the integration of e to the power of ax. So it is e to the power of ax divided by a. So a is nothing but 2. The limit is from minus infinity up to the 0. And for this one, e to the power of minus 2t divided by minus 2. So divided by minus 2. The limit is from 0 to the infinity. The limit is from 0 to the infinity. So what will happen is, so this is the 2 is common here. Substitute the upper limit e to the power of 0 minus the lower limit is e to the power of minus infinity plus. Okay, so e to the power of upper limit is minus infinity. When I substitute t is equal to infinity, it will become minus infinity. And the lower limit e to the power of minus 0. So divided by minus 2. Sorry, e to the power of 0 divided by minus 2. So we know e to the power of minus infinity is, it is 0 here. And here also it is 0. So it will become e to the power of 0 is 1. So 1 by 2 plus. Okay, so minus into minus, this is minus 1, this is minus 2. It will become again 1 by 2. So this will become equal to 1. So since s is equal to 1, which is less than infinity, therefore it is a stable system. It is a stable system. The given system is a stable system. Then the given system is a stable system. So we can find the stability property like this here. Done, right? Done. Any doubts? So let us go for the next property. Next problem. So no doubts in this one. Okay, so let us go for the next problem. So take the problem number 5. If you have any doubts, you can ask me the doubts here. So take h of t is equal to e to the power of 2t into u of t minus 1. H of t is equal to e to the power of 2t into u of t minus 1. Okay. So u of t minus 1 is a, so we know that u of t minus 1, so it is nothing but it is having the value 1 from 1 is less than equal to t is less than infinity here, because you know that you can equate this one to the greater than or equal to 0. If you equate this one, so t is equal to 1 greater than 1, so this will become equal to 1 here. Or else we can say 1 is less than or equal to t is less than infinity, it is having the value 1, and 0 for t is less than 1 here. Okay, so we can say h of t is equal to e to the power of 2t into 1. So for 1 is less than or equal to t is less than infinity, and 0 for t is less than 1. 0 for t is less than 1. So right. Well, now let us verify the property. So first one is called as the memoryless property. Let us verify that one. So since we can say h of t is not in the form of c into delta of t, so we can say it has memory. So that's an easy property. So you can take, since h of t is not in the form of c into delta of t, therefore the given system has memory. The given system has memory. Okay, the given system has memory. Done. Done, right? Any doubts? Okay, so let us take the causality property. So whether it's a causal or non-causal, whether the given system is a causal or non-causal system.
Non-causal.
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 Non-causal. So because it is defined from 1 to the infinity, and it is equal to 0 for t is less than 1. Okay, so for the causal system, it should be equal to 0 for t is less than 0. So means the signal will be something like this here. So this is a signal which you are going to get like this. So this is the, at t is equal to 1, the signal will be exponentially increasing like this. So this is t is equal to 0. So this is h of t. Okay, so from here it is keeps on increasing e to the power of 2t. Okay, so if the system is defined for the negative time axis, we can say it's a non-causal system. Whether it is defined for the negative time axis, define agidya negative time axis alli.
No, sir.
It is, so then it's a causal system. Okay, so causal system ant helidre it should be defined from 0 to the infinity, not to the minus infinity. Okay, if it is defined for minus infinity, then we can say it's a non-causal. Okay, na suppose it's a general English meaning. Causal ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? So ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ be causal ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ? So suppose ನೀವು ಕನಸು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, so if you are dreaming something, okay, so it will be not present physically. Physically you will be present, but mentally you will be absent, right? Okay, so that is called as a non-causal we are going to call here. If you are present for the present time duration, then we can say it's a causal, we can say here. Okay, so general meaning are there. So either future values, these are nothing but the present and the past values here. Okay, if it is depending on future values, then it is called as a non-causal. If it is depending on the present and past values, we can say it is a causal system here. So ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, it depends on the my present and the past value. So ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಟಿಫನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ರಾತ್ರಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ I am having enough energy so that I am teaching you people. Okay, I prepared for the class in the previous days. Okay, that is the past. So that's why I am presenting today this topic here. Got it now? So my present condition depends on the what I am in the past, that will be defined the my present condition here. Okay, so ನಾನು ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್? ನಾನು ನಾಳೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಓದ್ಕೊತೀನಿ, ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾಳೆ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ as non-causal we are going to call here. Okay, the same meaning here also we are going to apply. That's it here. So you can take, since h of t is equal to 0, so it is equal to 0 for t is less than 0. So for t is less than 0, therefore the given system is a causal system. Okay, So next, let us go for the stability property. Stability. So you can see by observation, can you tell me whether it's a stable or unstable system? Stable or unstable system? By observation. So you can see if it is exponentially growing, okay, when t will become equal to infinity, this will also become equal to infinity. Okay, whether it's a stable or unstable?
Unstable, sir.
Unstable.
Yeah, unstable. So when it is becoming equal to infinity, so we can say it's unstable. For example, assume that in your pocket, in my pocket, if I'm having some 10 crore rupees, whether I will be stable? ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಕೆಟ್ 10 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೀನಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಕಾಶದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ? So that's the meaning of stability. So if I have sufficient, only the finite quantity of money is there in my pocket, then I'll be stable. In my pocket, if I'm having some crores of amount, so I'll be unstable. So similarly, the same concept is applicable here also. Okay, so let us verify that stability. So you can take for the system to be stable, okay, the condition is that, so since it's a continuous time signal, whenever t comes, you should assume the continuous time signal, and it should supposed to use the integral here. Okay, so the most common mistake everyone doing is, for the t they're going to use the summation, for the n they're going to use the integration. That's a common mistake everyone do. So t is nothing but it's a continuous. So this is a condition here. Let us substitute that one. So it is defined from t is equal to the 1 to infinity. It is defined here. So 1 to infinity e to the power of 2t into dt. Okay, let us do integrate this one. So integration of e to the power of x is e to the power of ax by a. So that is 2 from 1 to infinity. So this will become e to the power of infinity minus e to the power of 1. So e to the power of infinity is nothing but infinity only. Okay, so this is almost equal to the infinity. So we can say the given system is, since it is equal to infinity, it is an unstable system here. The given system is not a stable system, or it's an unstable system. Concept. This is an easy topic where you can score minimum 6 marks. You can score here. So 2 problems they will ask on this one. So minimum 6 marks, 6 to 8 marks you can score. Okay, now, so any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. So don't simply copy the things here. Okay. Don't simply copy the things. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Done, right? Done. Okay, so take next problem. So take h of t is equal to, so this is the problem number 6. So you can take h of t is equal to cos pi t into u of t. Cos pi t into u of t. Okay. So we know that u of t is equal to, u of t is equal to 1 for 0 is less than t is less than infinity, and 0 for t is less than 0. So let us substitute the value for the u of t here. Whenever u of t comes, or u of t minus something comes, we can do it here. So it is equal to the cos pi into t. So for t is greater than or equal to 0. So this condition can also be written like this here. So this can also be written as t is greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for t is less than 0. Okay, so let us verify the property. So one is called as, the first one is called as the memoryless property. Memoryless property. Okay, so you can take, so it's a common notation. Since it is not in the form of c into delta of t, you can take, since h of t is not in the form of c into delta of t, therefore the given system has memory. It has memory. Done, right? It has memory. Okay. Now let us verify the causality property. Let us verify the causality property. So any doubts in verifying the memory? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So everyone can understand this problem, right? These kind of problems. Okay, so let us go for the causality. So for causality, so since for t is less than 0, it is 0 here. We can say it's a causal system. It is defined for the positive values. So if you want to plot the waveform will be like this. So cos is nothing but it is going to start from like this. So it will be defined up to the infinity. It will be defined here. Up to infinity, it will be defined. So this is h of t. Okay. So from 0 to the infinity, it is going to be defined. Okay. So then. So let us go for the causality. So since it is 0 for t less than 0, you can take since h of t is 0 for t is less than 0. Therefore, the given system is a causal system. The given system is a causal system. So right. Next, let us go for the stability. Let us go. So video clarity is there, right? Okay, now it's there, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so fine.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can take for the system to be stable. The condition is that s should be equal to the integral from minus infinity to plus infinity. The magnitude of h of t into dt should be less than infinity. Okay. So this is since the cos pi it is defined from 0 to infinity. So you can take it's a cos pi t into dt. So whenever the cos comes, okay. So this is it is not possibility absolutely summable here. The condition for the stability is it should be absolutely summable. Okay. When you integrate the cos here, so it will become equal to the sin pi t divided by pi, right? Sin pi t divided by pi. So this is 0 to infinity. So this will become equal to the. So this is almost become equal to infinity. So the sin pi t, when you substitute t is equal to 0, it is 0 will get here. When I substitute t is equal to infinity, so this will become equal to the infinity, because when I'm going to sum this one, so this is plus 1 minus 1, and I'm going to sum, since we are taking the magnitude here, so when you're going to take the magnitude, means negative values will become equal to positive only. When I'm going to sum this one, so this will become equal to the infinity. So that's why it is not a stable system here. Okay, so since h of t is not absolutely summable. Absolutely summable means when you're going to sum that one from 0 to infinity, it should returns in the finite value. So since h of t is not absolutely summable, therefore it is not a stable system. It is not a stable system. It is not a stable system. Done, right? Done. Any doubts in this one? Okay. So I'll go for the next problem. You take the next problem. H of t is equal to delta of t. H of t is equal to delta of t. So find out whether it's a memory. It has memory. Check this one. Yes, it has memory.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, take. Yeah, very good. Take. So since h of t, so this is equal to 1 for t is less than 0, and 0 for t is not equal to 0. So first one is memoryless. Okay, so since it is in the form of c into delta of t, so it is a memoryless system here. Okay, it is memoryless system because it is defined at t is equal to 0 only. So you can take since h of t is in the form of c into delta of t. Therefore, it is a memoryless system here. It is a memoryless, not memory. It is a memoryless system because we have already proved this in the properties. So when you take the convolution of x of t with the delta of t, it results in x of t only. So therefore, y of t is equal to x of t only. So it does not depend on the past values. So it is a memoryless system. Next, find the causality. Causality. Causality, let us find out here. So since it is not defined for t is less than 0, it's a causal system here. Okay, so you can take since h of t is equal to 0 for t is less than 0. So for t less than 0, it is not defined. So we can say it is a causal system. It is a causal system. Okay. Next, let us go for the stability. Then whether it's a stable, whether it's a stable system. Whether it's a stable or what?
Unstable, sir.
So if you're going to integrate this one, this value is equal to 1 only. So it's a stable system here. Okay. So you can check, verify that one. For the system to be stable, okay. So yes, integral from minus infinity to plus infinity, h of t into dt should be less than infinity. So this can take the value. So minus infinity to plus infinity, h of t is nothing but delta of t into dt. So it is defined that only t is equal to 0. So this is equal to 1 at t is equal to 0. So therefore this is equal to 1 only, less than infinity. So it's a stable system here. It is a stable system. Why? Because since delta of t, the value is defined out only t is equal to 0. So that's why it's a stable system here. It is not an unstable, it's a stable only. Right? Done. So we have to verify the properties. It's very simple. No need to take any risk here. So just you need to identify whether it's a stable or not. So take the proper observation, make the proper observation and find out whether it's stable or unstable. So done. Let us go for the next problem. So do the next problem by yourself. So one is H1. So h of t is equal to the delta of t plus 2. Delta of t plus 2. Delta of t plus 2. Okay. You tell me whether it is in the, whether it has memory or memoryless. The first property is memory or memoryless. So tell me whether it is in the, it is a memory or memoryless.
Memoryless, sir.
Memoryless. Okay. So how many of you tell you it's a memoryless or memory? How many of you will tell whether it's it has a memory? How many of you tell it has a memoryless?
Memoryless, sir.
Okay.
Memoryless.
Okay, fine. Okay, let us prove this one here. So how to prove? Okay, it's very simple. So for the memoryless, the condition is that h of t should take the form c into delta of t only. Okay, so since delta of t is there, plus 2 is also there here. So I don't know whether it's a memory or memoryless here. So let me take this one here. So I'm going to take the convolution of y of t is equal to the x of t convolution with delta of t plus 2. So this will become x of t convolution with delta of t plus 2 will become x of t plus 2 will get here. X of t plus 2. So y of t depends on the future values. It depends here, future values. So delta of t means, so there should not be any time shift here. There should not be any time shift. But here the time shift is there here. You can see delta of t plus 2 is there. So it has memory, we can say it here. So that's why I'm telling. So go to the micro level, observe this one. So whether it is in the form of c into delta of t only, c into delta of t ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. C and the constant to delta of t is nothing but delta of t only. So since it is a delta of t plus 2 is there, we can say it has memory. Okay, now so that's why go to the just understand this concept basic level. That's it here. Ingidre matra memory less. So otherwise it is a memory. We can say it here. Okay, in doubt aita. Let us take this property and verify. That's it here. Okay, so you can take since h of t, since h of t. So you can take since h of t is not in the form of c into delta of t, c into delta of t. Therefore, the given system has memory. The given system has memory. So we can say it has memory. Done. Okay, so next let us go for the remaining two properties. One is the causality. So tell me whether it's a causal or uncausal. Whether it's a causal or non-causal. Tell me whether it's a causal system or non-causal system. So you can say h of t is equal to the delta of t plus 2. So t plus 2 means, so we know that for the impulse function, what is this function? If it is equal to 0, so then only it will be equal to the 1 year. So in place of this one, we can say that so it is equal to 1. This will be equal to 1 when t plus 2 is equal to 0 here. T plus 2 is equal to 0 or t is equal to the minus 2. T is equal to minus 2 means we can plot the waveform like this. So this is h of t. Okay, at t is equal to the minus 2. The signal is defined having the value 1. So this is 0 axis and this is the positive axis. So it is defined for the negative axis means it depends on the future value. We can say that it's a non-causal system here. The concept is 0 and the equal defined agida, it's a non-causal. If it is defined for greater than 0, okay, so you can say it's a positive axis. If it is defined, we can say it's a causal system here. Getting the concept right? Concept artha agtidiya?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we can say that. So since h of t is not equal to 0 for t is less than 0, therefore it's a non-causal system. It is a non-causal system. Okay, done. Done, right? Done, right? Any doubts? Okay, so let me go for the next property, which is called stability. Whether it's a stable or what? Whether it's a stable or not. So for the stability, the integral from minus infinity to the plus infinity, the magnitude of h of t should be less than infinity. Okay, so since delta of t is defined at only t is equal to minus 2 here, it's a stable system here. So the integral delta of t plus 2 into dt. So this is equal to the 1 only because t is equal to minus 2 it is defined, elsewhere it is 0. So it is less than infinity. Therefore, it is a stable system. It is a stable system. Stable system. Okay. Done. So let us take this problem and do it as a homework here. So c into delta of t minus 2. So it has memory, it's a causal and it's a stable system. By observation, you can say that it has memory because it is defined, it depends on t is equal to minus 2. Okay, and it is a stable system and it's a causal system. So verify the properties here. Okay, I'll go for the next problem. So done. Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, so I'll go for the next problem. So take the next one, 10th problem. Can you able to understand, right? Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, so take this one. So h of n is equal to a to the power of magnitude of n. H of n is equal to a to the power of magnitude of n. A to the power of magnitude of n. Okay, so a can take the value less than 1. So you can write this one as, so h of n is equal to a to the power of plus n for n is greater than or equal to 0, and a to the power of minus n for n is less than 0. N is less than 0. So this one we can assume that, so n is less than minus 1 here, n is less than or equal to minus 1, we can say it here. Okay, so because we are taken 0, so that's why it will be like this we are going to take. So right, or else we can say that, so we know that u of n is equal to, so already we are done in the second problem we are done here, u of n is equal to 1 from 0 is less than n is less than infinity, and u of minus n minus 1 is equal to 1 from minus infinity is less than n is less than or equal to the minus 1 here. So these things we know, so we can express h of n in terms of like this only. So it is a to the power of minus n into u of minus n minus 1 plus a to the power of n into u of n we can represent here. Okay, so a to the power of n into u of n we can represent. You can see, right? So this is a to the power of minus n. This is a to the power of n into u of n. Any doubts in this representation? Already we did in the second problem. So let us verify the property. The first property is memoryless. Memoryless. Okay. So since it is defined for the negative time axis also, and it depends on the positive time axis also, so it has memory here, and it is not in the form of c into delta of n. So you can take, since h of n is not in the form of c into delta of n, therefore it has memory. It has memory. Okay. Next one, let us take for the causality. Next, let us take for the causality. Done. Causality, let us take here. So since it is defined for n is equal to less than 0, also it has been defined here. So you can say it's a non-causal system here, because it is defined from n is equal to less than minus 1, means from up to infinity is also defined here, minus infinity. So it's a non-causal system. You can take, since h of n is not equal to 0 for n is less than 0, n is less than 0, therefore it is a non-causal system. It is a non-causal system. The given system is a non-causal system. Okay, so let us go for the stability. Stability. Done. So let us take the stability property here. So what it says is, stability is, so for stable, for the system to be stable, the condition is that summation, so since it's a discrete time signal, summation is equal to minus infinity to the plus infinity, the magnitude of h of n should be less than infinity, should be less than infinity. Okay, so what shall we do? So let us substitute here. So this can take the value from minus 1 up to the minus infinity, and this can take the value from 0 to the infinity. I'm going to split into the two integral parts here. Summation n is equal to minus infinity to the minus 1, a to the power of minus n, plus summation n is equal to 0 to infinity, a to the power of n. So here the value of a, it is given in the problem less than 1 here. The value of a, it is given in the problem less than 1, it is being given here, right? So since we don't have any formula which is going to state from minus 1 into plus n here, so what shall we do is change n to the minus n in the first summation, change n to minus n in first summation, So let us change n is equal to n to minus n in the first summation, so that it will become summation n is equal to 1 to infinity, it will become, so a to the power of n, already we did this problem, and second one is summation n is equal to 0 to infinity a to the power of n. So for the first one, it will become a divided by 1 minus a. For the second one, it will become 1 by 1 minus a. So which is less than infinity. So therefore, because the value of a is less than 1 here, that's why it will become less than infinity. Therefore, the system is a stable system here. System is a stable system. Done. It is a stable system. Any doubts in this one? Right? Done, right? Okay, so let us take the next problem. Let us take the next problem. So h of n is equal to, so this is the problem number 11. Take h of n is equal to 3 to the power of n into u of minus n minus 1. H of n is equal to 3 to the power of n into u of minus n minus 1. Minus n minus 1. So we know that, okay, so u of minus n minus 1, it is there here. So this is nothing but from 1 to minus 1 to infinity, it will be there as taken as 1 here, because we are seeing the previous problem. So already we are seeing the previous problem. So u of minus n minus 1 is nothing but it is 1 from minus infinity to the minus 1. Any doubts in this one? Any doubts in this representation? Okay, you can able to follow, right? All of you following, right? Are you following, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, we can say that. So we know that u of minus n minus 1 is equal to 1 from minus infinity is less than n is less than minus 1, and 0 for n is greater than the minus 1. Therefore, we can write h of n is equal to the, so 3 to the power of n. So from minus infinity is less than n is less than or equal to the minus 1, and 0 for n is greater than the minus 1. N is greater than the minus 1. So we can verify the properties. So if it is in this form, we can verify the properties here. The properties are memory. So it has memory because it is not in the form of c into delta of n. Causality, it's a non-causal. Why? Because it has defined for less than infinity, and 3 to the power of n. So it's a stable system. Why? Because even when n is taking the negative values, this will become exponentially decaying. It will become here. So it is a stable system. You can do this one. Do it as a homework. Can you do this one? It has memory. It's a non-causal and it's a stable. Okay, so I'm going to write the property. So you can do this as homework. It has memory. Okay, so since C is not in the form of C into delta of n, and it is non-causal, you can do this property, and it is stable. You have to verify the stability property. So I'm giving the answers. You have to verify this one here. Okay, so I'll take the problem and I'll give the similar kind of solution so that you can do it as homework. Okay, so take h of n is equal to, take the next problem as 2 to the power of n into u of minus n plus 3. U of minus n plus 3. So you have to verify the stability property for this one. You have to verify all the properties. I'll give the int here how to solve. So u of minus n plus 3 is the thing. So we know that u of n plus 3 is the thing. So u of n plus 3 is the thing. So it is 1 from n is greater than or equal to the minus 3. So from minus 3 to the infinity, it is having the value 1. That is the minus 3 is less than or equal to n is less than infinity. It is having the value 1. Okay, so u of n plus 3, that is from minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, like this it will be taken. Minus 3, minus 2, 1, 0, like this. So this is u of n plus 3. When you take the reflection, because the reflection is there here, so this will go that side. So it will be defined from, so 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like this it will be defined here. So this is u of minus n plus 3. U of minus n plus 3. Okay, this is u of minus n plus 3. So we can say that u of minus n plus 3 is equal to 1 from where? So from 3 up to the minus infinity here. We can say minus infinity is less than n is less than or equal to the 3, and 0 for n is greater than the 3, and 0 for n is greater than the 3. So therefore we can write h of n is equal to, so 2 to the power of n, 2 to the power of n for minus infinity is less than n is less than or equal to 3, and 0 for n is greater than 3, n is greater than 3. Okay, so for this one, can you tell me, let's say memory, it has memory or memoryless? It has memory or memoryless? It has memory or memoryless? No answer?
Memory.
Yeah, very good. So it has memory. Why? Because it is not in the